Are they still alive? Will ISIL trade the Japanese and Jordanian hostages for a convicted female terrorist? A lot of questions remain unanswered, but what we do know is that ISIL's new deadline has come and gone. CCTV's Nathan King joins us now with the very latest, fast developing story, Nathan.
Yeah, and so many deadlines gone and passed, and I can tell you Jordanian and Japanese officials have been working around the clock to try and secure the release of their men, but Jordan has asked for proof of life that captured pilot Muaz Kassabeh is still alive, and that has not happened, and they are repeating that call going forward.
Jordan is willing to exchange Sajid al-Rishawi with the Jordanian pilot Muaz al-Kassabeh. At this point, we want to emphasize that we have asked for a proof of life from Daesh, and we have not received anything as of yet. We need a proof of life so we can proceed with what we announced yesterday regarding the exchange between Sajid al-Rishawi and the Jordanian pilot.
Now remember, ISIL did not actually specifically say it would release the pilot who was captured after his jet crashed in Syria last month during a bombing mission. All the terrorist group has indicated is that it would kill him if Sajida al-Rishawi, a woman who failed in a suicide attempt in 2005, pictured here, who's now on death row in Jordan, was not handed over. However, ISIL did pledge to release the Japanese journalist Kenji Goto. Goto has been pictured holding the Jordanian pilot's picture, saying he too, though, will be killed if there is no swap. And both families issued emotional appeals. Let's start with the pilot's father, who actually calls ISIL brothers, despite the fact they hold his son.
I am the father of pilot Muaz Kassabeh, who is a captive with you. Our brothers, the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. Forgive my son and the sons of all Jordanians. He is your brother in the Islamic faith. Forgiveness is one of the believer's characteristics.
My name is Rinko. I am the wife of Kenji Goto, the journalist who is being held by a group in Syria.
Yeah, that was the wife of Kenji Goto, as you heard, Rinko, who goes on to say in that audio recording that she begs the Japanese and Jordanian governments to understand the fate of the two men are now in the government's hands, and they may only have a few hours left. And of course, that deadline has now passed, so we're really much in a limbo right now.
Right, and I know there's been a lot of communication between the governments of Jordan and Japan. Are they both on the same page here? It's
difficult in circumstances like this, isn't it? You know, it's a difficult situation for both countries. There's a lot of public pressure on both of them to free the men in any way. And there has been some tensions. The fact that Jordan has been out there trying to secure the release of its pilot for the convicted terrorists, which wasn't the offer from ISIL, and they haven't always mentioned the plight of the Japanese journalists, has led to some very pointed questions in Japan about Jordan's motives. There's also growing opposition in Jordan for its military involvement in the coalition against ISIL. You heard the pilot's father there. And questions in Japan also about whether they should be in this coalition thousands of miles away, and also questions about why it refuses to pay ransoms as well. So lots of heart-wringing, lots of worries going forward about the fate of these two men.
So what happens next? I mean, really, is this just a waiting game at this point?
Well, we're waiting for ISIL, aren't we? Normally, you know, in these situations, outrageous demands are issued, and then unfortunately we've seen so many beheadings, and then that's the end of it until their next victim. This is a new sort of sick playbook, strategy, if you like, from ISIL of trying to negotiate, but offering just to save the life of one man without transferring him and getting a terrorist back is not normal in a sort of prisoner exchange. So we're sort of in uncharted territory here, and the fact that Jordan and Japan don't have a huge amount of experience of this as well is also playing into the mix.
All right, Nathan King, thanks for that.